A very warm welcome to this short presentation about the Access course that you're just about to embark upon. In it, I'm going to answer just some of the commonly asked questions that students ask as the course begins.
Your first sessions
will be devoted to essential study skills for Access. These sessions and the assessments are mandatory, but they will equip you with the skills that you need to gain the higher grades for the rest of the Access course. Once you've satisfactorily completed these weeks, we will begin the science component of your course in the week beginning the 1st of October. The Access course is what's known as a unitised course. Unlike A-levels, where a percentage mark is used to decide whether you pass or not, and if so at what level, with the Access course it's all or nothing. You either pass a unit or you don't pass it, and if you don't pass it, you can't pass the course. And you can pass the graded units, which are the science ones, at 3 levels, pass, merit or distinction, and we'll return to that in a couple of minutes' time. In terms of the science part of the course, the science is split up into 7 manageable units worth 3 credits. We'll have a look at the names of those in a moment. Now remember that science is the largest single subject on your course and totals 21 credits. And because each session will be intensive, we must insist on punctuality and regular attendance. Normally, the door will be locked once the session is underway, so there'll be no late arrivals, not even if you send a text to say you're on the way. Allow as much time for private study as you have in the classroom. So for science, you'll be getting 3 hours of science tuition in the classroom. You need to put aside 3 hours of time on average in order for you to be able to do the reading, the revision, to assimilate the material and to do the assessments related to the unit. As I said before, the good news is that there's no big end-of-year exam. Each unit is assessed as it's completed. And as I said before, you'll be graded pass, merit or distinction on each unit. Once you are awarded a grade, that's it. You can't retake that unit and try to improve your grade. It's called grade polishing. So that's been actually outlawed by the powers that be nationally. If, however, you fail a science assessment, you can take a second different sitting, which will be gradable at pass, merit or distinction. And if the second attempt's unsuccessful, then you're usually allowed a final third attempt, capped at pass. There are, however, strict limits on the number of failed or missed assignments that you can actually retake. If you submit late, or you make a submission which is superficial, or only partial, or shows evidence that it's just been put in order to beat the clock, that will be counted as a non-submission. And non-submissions, essentially, if they're allowed, will be capped at pass. Now, to pass the course and gain the Access to Higher Education diploma, you must accumulate 60 credits in total, with 45 graded credits. So each unit in each subject will actually carry a certain number of credits. In most cases, it's 3 credits. And the 3 credits apply whether it's a pass, merit or distinction. So if you pass a unit, you may pass it with 3 credits at pass, 3 credits at merit, 3 credits at distinction. Let's have a look at the subjects that you'll cover on the 2 pathways. So if we look at the nursing pathway first of all, you'll see that the first 6 are the same as the midwives will cover, but the difference comes with the specialist unit right at the end of the course. So the nurses will be specialising in disease, body defences, the immune system and antibiotics. The midwives, on the other hand, will be studying a different unit. They'll be studying a reproductive biology unit, which we used to call Midwifery Foundations. So you'll be looking at issues of fertility, issues of contraception, and so on. And also, if we get time, we'll be looking at some case studies of perinatal problems as well. How will this be split up throughout the course of the year? Well, as a rough idea, we aim to cover 3 units, or the best part of 3 units in the first term. In the second term, another 3. And then the final term will be a mopping up term in which we will concentrate on the specialist unit for the nurses or the midwives. At the end of each of terms 1, 2 and 3, there are review weeks which are set aside. They're non-taught weeks, but they're weeks in which students will be called in for tutorials, in which they can complete work in college that they've missed before, and to retake missed assignments as well.
The burning question, of course, is, how do I pass? And the Access course largely mirrors the sort of assessment that you can expect to encounter at university. And at university there is a very strong emphasis on examinations, and so the first 5 units out of your 7 will actually be timed in-class examinations. Those who need extra time because of dyslexia and so forth will get the same allowance that they would get at university. And probably one of the timed examinations will be an open book examination, but the others will be closed book. So it's testing your understanding, and obviously the better your understanding, the higher your grade. The remaining 2 for each pathway, so drugs and food additives and either the disease and body defences unit for nurses or the reproductive biology unit for midwives, will be assessed in a rather more relaxed way by an untimed assessment, which may be online or it may be a paper-based assessment.
Obviously you need resources for this, and quite often people will ask, what books do I need to buy? Well, you don't really need to buy any books immediately. You'll be given a text to accompany each of the units that you study, and there will be a lot of material available to you on Moodle. Moodle is the college's student intranet, so whether you're at home or in college, you'll be able to access that with your password, and there'll be videos on there, printed material, and additional material to round off your studies as well. That can be quite helpful if you've missed a session due to illness or something happening that was unexpected. Quite often there'll be a video of the material covered in the session itself. You'll also meet your personal tutor for one-to-one tutorials at various intervals throughout the year. And if you have any individual science queries, either about the assignments or about the material that we're covering, then you'll be able to make appointments to see me as well. Don't try and catch me at the beginning or end of sessions. It's the worst possible time to actually try and get any information. People often say, what can I do to actually make sure I get the higher grades that my preferred university is wanting? And there are a number of things that you can do to maximise your chances of success. The most obvious one is actually to organise your time. Make sure that you've got sufficient time. I've already mentioned the balancing out of the college time with an equal amount of home time in your studies. So make sure you've got enough time during the week to actually do that, either in one big block or 2 or 3 substantial blocks. Also, you need to organise a working space. Now, that might be a fairly mobile one. It might be one that you get out when the children have gone to bed each night, but you need somewhere you can spread out and work in an uninterrupted way. And for that reason, a lot of students actually find that they can do a lot of their work much more effectively within college, in the library, or in one of the set-aside classrooms for that purpose. Make sure you make the course your first priority when you get invited to events and so forth, and people try to plan your life for you. It is very important, and there's nothing worse than people failing the course because they actually took their eye off the ball. On the other hand, do please make time for relaxation. Your personal health is very important, so pay attention to diet, get enough sleep, make sure that you keep as fit as possible, and of course the odd party is absolutely fine, just so long as you don't turn up stoned or hungover or drunk the day after the event, in which case you'll be very politely shown the door and escorted off the premises. You may already have contacted the universities that you would like to go to. If not, do so now. You need to make sure of their specific entry requirements. They will be set out in printed material, but if there's any doubt at all, do make sure you speak to an admissions officer and get their name, and just tell them what course you're doing and ensure that they give you the all clear. It's particularly important with specialist and highly competitive courses at university, such as midwifery, physiotherapy, and so on. So do check with your intended universities now and make sure you know what they are expecting. And between January and Easter, you'll get your offers through from universities, and universities do sometimes use the UCAS points that are awarded on access courses. However, most universities are actually differentiating between students in their offers by stipulating the number of credits and at what level. So they might say, yes, we'll offer you a place, and we want to see 21 credits at merit, or we want to see 15 credits in science at distinction. So make sure you absolutely understand what they're going to be looking for, so that you don't get to the end of the access course and realise you've shot yourself in the foot by choosing the wrong university. So that's the access course getting underway. I hope you're going to enjoy the next few months. We certainly always enjoy teaching the access students and working with them, and keeping in touch with them once they leave. I'll see you soon.